What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video. In this video, I've got another Palantir update. We have Goldman Sachs giving Palantir an extremely bullish price target for the end of 2021. And we also have Palantir's earnings date coming up in about a month. Now, we do have to wait for confirmation on when this date is actually going to be. So make sure you keep a lookout in the news because that is going to be an extremely important catalyst for their Q1 2021 earnings. We also have an Amazon partnership for Palantir, and this partnership is extremely important, and it has to do with the amount of sales of Palantir's different platforms that they are going to be able to make, and we touched upon this in my last Palantir video, but I want to make sure that for those of you that were not able to see that video, that you understand what is going on with this as well. We also have Palantir being added into Dave Portnoy's Buzz ETF, which tracks social sentiment of stocks online. Essentially, what they do is they track the most talked about stocks online in a month period, and then add and subtract different stocks from their ETF on a monthly basis. So we have a lot to cover in this video, so make sure you guys stick around so you're up to date on everything going on with Palantir. And before we get into all of that information, if you guys would like to earn those 2 free stocks with Webull, valued up to $1,850, make sure you check out that link down below in my description. And if you guys enjoyed the information and analysis that I provide for you in this video, make sure you hit that like button. It costs you nothing to do it, but it really helps me out a whole lot in getting this information out to as many people as possible. And if you want to see more videos like this, make sure you hit that subscribe button and turn on that notification bell so you're notified every time I post a new video, so you get to stay up to date on all of your favorite stocks, learn about a couple of new ones, and see exactly which options I am trading and which strategies I am using to trade them. And again, we are seeing some bearishness in the Palantir share price. On Friday, we saw the stock go down 3%, falling below $22.50, which I was believing to be a key support level. So this, in my opinion, is another very interesting buying opportunity for Palantir. I'm extremely bullish on this company over the next 5 to 10 years, and I think in the next 5 years, we could see Palantir hit the $100 price point. They have a lot of good things going for them, and really no bad news. The only thing that is happening with this company is the overall market conditions are not allowing hyper-growth companies like Palantir to succeed in the marketplace right now. That is really the only issue. And we did have demo day, but as I'm going to show you guys a little bit later in this video, demo day is really not for the everyday retail investor. A lot of you guys who were watching the actual demo day event were like, it's so boring, it's confusing, and that's kind of the point, because they are more broadcasting that their target audience is the companies that they want to gain more contracts with, not retail investors. So these demo days are actually going to be very good for the long-term prospects of Palantir getting more contracts in the future. And when we come over here, let's briefly touch upon this first new catalyst coming up. So Palantir is estimated to report earnings on May 18th, 2021, but this has not been confirmed yet. I think we could see Palantir report their earnings a week after or a week before this actual date, but we just have to wait and see for confirmation from the company. Now, let's take a look at this Goldman Sachs Analyst report. So when we come up here, Palantir hosted the first of its double-click series where the company demonstrated the capabilities of its Foundry platform, highlighting in particular the ability to ingest data, analyze, and deploy the output into predictive models, and all in a matter of hours, something that historically has taken several months or even years to do manually. Palantir also highlighted 2 newly developed out-of-the-box archetypes for Foundry: quality archetype and supply chain archetype. So the supply chain archetype is going to be very important, and Goldman Sachs' actual analysis of Palantir's demo day is going to give you guys some more insight into what exactly they were saying. So by creating ready-made solutions for specific customer pain points, we believe Palantir will continue to improve its product market fit among commercial customers. We are buy rated on shares of Palantir with a $34 price target over a 12-month period. So key takeaways: the supply chain archetype provides greater visibility into future supply chain disruption. So during the demo, Palantir engineers demonstrated how with the supply chain archetype, users are able to mitigate the constant threat to supply chains from macro shocks like the pandemic and the semiconductor shortage. So right here, we can see that this isn't really geared towards retail investors. This is Palantir coming out and saying, hey, we've seen a lot of supply chain disruptions over the past year, and we have a solution for your problem. So you might as well come over and give us your business in order to avoid problems like this occurring again. In particular, the supply chain archetype helps organizations deploy operational applications to provide supply chain managers with the the essential tools to optimize supply chain decision-making. Users are also able to leverage Foundry to trace the interactions between all the different supply nodes in order to conduct scenario analyses via a digital supply chain twin, helping to drive optimal decisions in real time at a global scale. So again, this is very technical stuff, and the everyday retail investor is not able to watch the demo day and make these types of assumptions and analyze these different events in that way. But the different companies that are looking into actually engaging Palantir for more contracts are going to see this and be really thrilled that Palantir has the technology in order to help them out with their supply chain issues. Now, this is all very good news, but later in this actual research report, we can see that they include some key risks, and I'm going to add some to these as well. So while Palantir is making efforts to improve its product market fit for Foundry among commercial customers, it's still early days and customer concentration is high. There is an increasingly crowded landscape of data management vendors whose capabilities may be suitable for most potential customers. Now, I would say that Palantir software is a lot different because they are using artificial intelligence to essentially tell the users of their data analytics platform the different options that they have in order to maintain the best results. So with a majority of its business coming from government customers, a slowdown in IT spending, particularly in this vertical, either due to cyclical factors or reallocation of government resources away from defense, could weigh on growth. So those are some long-term risk factors for Palantir. I also think that some lawsuits over data protection and some other things around the data protection actual issues that we are seeing could actually weigh down on Palantir's actual potential for growth, because if they are not able to use the data in the way that they actually want to, it's not going to enable them to grow. But we did see in their demo day, they actually touched upon this, which I thought was very interesting, that the actual users of Foundry at Palantir do not have direct access to all of the data. They have to submit actual request to, if they want to do a study, to actually use this data. And the reason why they were talking about this is because of that NHS lawsuit where Open Democracy sued the NHS over their use of Palantir's Foundry platform. Now, let's briefly touch upon this new Amazon deal. So when we come over to this LinkedIn job posting, we can see account manager for ISV sales for Palantir. So this is going to have to do with Palantir's ERP suite. And if you guys have been keeping up with Palantir, you know that the ERP suite was able to save BP about $50 million of working capital in just a 2-week time frame. So this is a very attractive product. And Amazon Web Services is looking to recruit salespeople to actually sell Palantir software. So as an account manager for public sector independent software vendors, ISVs, you will have the exciting opportunity to deliver on our strategy to build mind share of Amazon Web Services in the public sector and grow adoption of cloud-based solutions. In the role, you will establish and maintain C-level sales and product relationships with a set of strategic ISV solution providers. So this is going to be very similar to what we've seen over here with Palantir's deal with IBM. Now, we covered this a lot in my previous Palantir video, but essentially Palantir does not have an in-house sales team. The only individual at Palantir that is directly making all of these sales is the CEO, Alex Karp, because when companies are going to be making decisions that come with a over $100 million price tag, they don't want to talk to the VP of sales. They want to talk to the CEO. And in this case, he's also a co-founder of the technology. So this makes Alex Karp the perfect person to sell this technology. But since they are now going to have access, as we can see here, to IBM's sales team of up to 2,500 people, and we are going to see Amazon Web Services start to initiate sales as well, Palantir could potentially massively increase their revenue growth because they have more companies acting on their behalf to create sales. In addition to this, we also have Palantir being added into the Buzz ETF. So the Van Eck Vector Social Sentiment ETF Buzz, backed by Dave Portnoy, added 21 stocks to its holdings and dropped 21 others in its monthly rebalancing on Thursday. Big name additions included GameStop, Palantir, Ryan Cohen's Chewy, Rocket Companies, Nike, Visa, and Starbucks. The top stocks dropped from this ETF included Nikola, Fastly, Etsy, Dropbox, and Twilio. So essentially what this ETF does, the Buzz Buzz ETF, famously backed by Barstool Sports' Dave Portnoy, tracks the performance of 75 large-cap U.S. stocks that exhibit the most positive investor sentiment on online sources like social media, news articles, and blog posts. Now, this ETF has not been performing very well. I think it was down 3.4% over the lifetime. And the reason for this is it's kind of backward looking. If a stock moves up a very significant amount and everybody is talking about it, then by the time that this ETF is going to be adding them into their fund, it's already going to be on the downturn. So this is not an ETF that I am going to be putting any of my money into, but I do think it is worth noting that Palantir is getting a lot of action on blog posts, news media outlets, and social media. So that is going to conclude this update on Palantir. If you guys enjoyed the information and analysis that I provided for you in this video, make sure you go down and hit that like button. And if you want to see more videos like this, make sure you hit that subscribe button and turn on that notification bell so you're notified every time I post a new video, so you get to stay up to date on all of your favorite stocks, learn about a couple of new ones, and see exactly which options I am trading and which strategies I am using to trade them. So I hope you guys are having a great weekend, and I'll see you guys in the next video.